So behind me is the Ukrainian embassy in Warsaw. I have to admit I've snuck out of work a little early today, though my manager does know. But I wanted to kind of capture this historic moment. So almost 20 years ago, Ukraine became an independent country when it broke away from the Soviet Union. But now this is looking like it's going to be the end, potentially, as Russia has launched its pretty much full-scale invasion into Ukraine today. We're all left wondering what's going to happen. You know, there's a lot of nerves here in Poland. Everyone's like thinking back. We don't forget the past in this country, and we need to know what the future holds. Already I've had certain colleagues of mine who live abroad asking me, when are you moving back to the UK? And my answer is not now. I will only move back if I have to. I would much rather stay here. But right now, we live in very uncertain times, and there are a lot of people, a lot of friends and colleagues of mine who are from Ukraine, who have family in Ukraine, who are naturally very concerned right now as Russia sends in its land forces, sends in its missiles. And my next stop today is going to be the Russian embassy, where there will be a protest and a show of solidarity from Poland, from the people of Warsaw, with the country of Ukraine. So now I'm stood outside of the Russian embassy here in Warsaw. It's a pretty massive structure, I guess to be expected. One thing to remember, there are about 13,000 Russians living here in Warsaw, in Poland. So we must remember that during these times, we can't issue a lot of negative backlash to these people. You know, not every Russian is going to be involved in the Ukrainian crisis. And yeah, I certainly hope that there are no retaliatory kind of events happening to those people. I've met a few personally. They live here peacefully. They contribute to Polish society, and they wish well of Poland. So we'll see. Of course, now we have to wait and see what the international response is going to be to the whole situation. At the moment, it looks like sanction after sanction is being imposed, and let's be honest, I think Russia's not really going to care too much about that. They'll be prepared for that. And another thing that we've been put on warning here is that there are quite likely to be cyber attacks against Polish banks. So people are being advised to withdraw money from their accounts just in case, because it can take about 2 weeks for a bank to recover from such an event. And yeah, get those bills paid as soon as possible just in case. It's very scary right now. The direction that everything will follow is hard to know. Russia, they only seem to respond to, well, let's be honest, shows of strength. And I don't think that NATO is going to be prepared to actually step in and directly help Ukrainians in an armed conflict. But the question is, where is it going to end? As I said in my previous video, the people of Estonia, who are ironically today celebrating their independence from the Soviet Union, worry that they could be next. And they are a member of NATO, they are a member of the European Union. So is this conflict going to go that far? And if Russia takes them and the rest of the Baltics, is Poland going to be next? The big question is, are we looking at World War III right now? Or the beginnings of it? It's really hard to say. I sincerely hope not. but time will tell. Of course, one of the main reasons that the West doesn't want to directly engage Russia is they want to avoid armed conflict. They don't want a war. Nobody wants a war. But there's the other consideration that in recent days, China has been speaking up for Russia as well, indicating themselves as a strong ally. And we may well see the situation where if there is a war against Russia, that China will get involved. And if that happens, we have two of the world's strongest militaries combining against the rest of us, and who else might follow suit? Nobody knows. But I'm going to hang around here. I haven't really seen signs of the protest forming yet. I've seen police speak to a few groups of people that are starting to congregate in this area. So I don't know what scale this will be. It's meant to start in about 20 minutes, so I guess we shall see. I expect it to be completely peaceful. I don't think anyone will be stupid. I mean, you can see by the police presence that the Polish government wants to prevent any kind of, you know, like negative or forceful action taking place here. But I'll try and document what I see and what happens. And to all my Ukrainian friends and colleagues, I deeply regret everything that is happening to your country right now. I sincerely hope that your families are okay. And at the moment, Poland is bracing itself for perhaps 1 million, perhaps more Ukrainians to come into the country. Several cities have already declared how many people they're willing to house. Krakow, for example, saying 17,000 people they can home in the event of, you know, like a mass exodus from Ukraine. There are something like 8 border station, eight kind of checkpoints established along the Polish-Ukrainian border for people fleeing hostilities. And I sincerely hope that this ends quickly and it ends peacefully. But my worries are that it won't. But yes, I'll continue to keep you updated on the protest, and we'll see how things pan out.
Nas dziś tu od godziny 7 rano sprowadził pod ambasadę Rosji. Do hymnu.
Dzisiejszą demonstrację poprowadzę dla Was ja, Natalia Kowalik z Akcji Demokracji oraz Jacek Wiśniewski z KOD-u.
Pierwsza osoba, która tu dziś była, przyszła o godzinie 7. Przyszła z kartonem z napisem, była to Rosjanka. Niech to będzie symbol tego dzisiejszego dnia. My jesteśmy tu już od 10, od 9, od 13, od 12. Jesteśmy cały dzień. Jesteśmy w tym miejscu dlatego, że jesteśmy z uwagi na Ukrainę, na to, co tam się dzieje. Na dramat wolnego, demokratycznego państwa. My, Polacy, doskonale o tym wiemy, że to, co się zaczęło na Ukrainie, nie skończy się na granicy zachodniej Ukrainy. Doskonale o tym wiemy i bardzo śledzimy i bardzo trzymamy, naprawdę wszystko robimy, żeby Ukraina wytrwała w tym, co się dzieje. Mamy swoje problemy, pytania. Mamy sprawy, które powinniśmy powyjaśniać. Widziałem tu przedstawicieli rządzącej partii. Chciałbym, żeby od dziś do Polski nie wpłynął żaden statek ani jeden pociąg z węglem z Rosji. To jest odpowiedź prawdziwego, demokratycznego państwa.
Może być tego. Dzisiejszy Putin to nikt inny jak Hitler, to Adolf w innej postaci. Jeżeli nie chcemy faszyzmu w Europie, musimy powiedzieć tym, którzy siedzą tam, w tej ambasadzie: dla was nie ma miejsca w Europie. Dla was nie ma miejsca w Europie. Dla was nie ma miejsca w Europie.
Dla was nie ma miejsca w Europie. Strachem nie wiem, ile jeszcze opatrzność czy los będzie tolerować tego bandytę na kremlowskim tronie. Ale ile by to nie było, to zostanie zapamiętany jako ten, który wywoływał wojny. Ten, który...
Kurwa! Putin! Kurwa! Putin! Kurwa! Putin! Kurwa!
Putin! Kurwa!
Putin! Kurwa! Putin! Kurwa! Putin! Kurwa! Putin! Kurwa!
Białorusy! Razem z...
Terrorysta! Putin terrorysta!
Putin terrorysta! Putin terrorysta!
Mniej przemówień, mniej mówienia, mniej wielkich słów, więcej robienia. Mam taką propozycję dla samej siebie, dla nas wszystkich, dla ludzi z organizacji, dla polityków i dla polityczek. Spróbujmy trochę pomilczeć i posłuchać. Spróbujmy trochę pomilczeć i posłuchać, a słuchając weźmy się do roboty.
И вина моей нет искупления. Будет надолго запрет и проклят да будет мой дом, дом зла, дом греха, дом обмана.
Kijów! Warszawa! Wspólna sprawa!
Cześć kochani, pozwólcie, że ja zacznę od tego, że nagram po prostu filmik dla Ukrainy. Niech zobaczy, ile was tutaj dzisiaj się zebrało. Niech ludzie, tacy jak moja rodzina i moi rodzice, którzy siedzą pod ostrzałami, widzą, że świat się nie odwrócił, przepraszam, jednym miejscem, tylko że jest cały czas z nimi. Dziękuję serdecznie każdemu za to, że jesteście dzisiaj tutaj. W imieniu swoim, a także swoich rodaków Ukraińców bardzo serdecznie dziękuję przede wszystkim za to, że nie jesteście obojętni. Dziękuję za to, że stoicie dzisiaj tutaj razem z nami. Dziękuję.